This week's episode of Love Nation is brought to you by Intercontinental Boston
and Tiger Bell. Hello and welcome to Love Nation. I'm Thomas Edwards.
And I'm Laurie Davis.
Love Nation covers emerging trends in the dating world. And today we're talking about
mobile dating.
So, it's pretty self-explanatory. Mobile dating is dating through your mobile phone, particularly with smartphones because they have dating apps.
Right. There are hundreds of apps if you go to the iTunes store. And in fact, the global mobile dating market was a $550 million industry in 2008. And an analyst from Juniper Research, his name's Windsor Holden, says that he expects it to double by 2013. It's pretty strong revenue going on for that industry.
Yeah, and people are definitely investing into the mobile dating, and for plenty of reasons. I mean, with obviously the iPhone and BlackBerry, they have GPS enablers, so that can definitely enhance your dating experience.
Right, and it kind of makes it like a hybrid of online dating and meeting in person.
Yeah.
Right? Because what these GPS locator apps do are, you can log on and say, within so many feet of you, there's a match. And you look at your phone, you see a teeny little profile of them and some pictures, and you can send them a wink or something where they're right there. So it's this way of meeting them online first, through the app, but then you get to meet them right there in person.
Yeah, and even, major dating sites have applications as well as a supplement for their paid subscription.
OkCupid, Match.com, all those sites have ways to manage your accounts while you're on the go.
Yeah, and on the flip side, there are other types of dating applications out there. So, for example, there's actually been an increase in background check applications.
Yes.
So if you are unsure of the person that you're dating, you can actually pay to have a background check and get the information right there on your phone, which is unbelievable.
It's totally
if you ask
unbelievable.
me. And I'm still sure how I feel about that, but it's still a pretty cool application.
They also have apps where you can get out of a date by sending yourself a phone call, so you don't no longer have to have a friend call you to say, your cat died. You can send yourself a phone call or a text message and sort of get out of things, and you can plan dates too.
Yes, different date ideas, date locations, those kind of things are pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so what would be some tips to give people who are either involved or want to get involved in making the best out of their dating lives?
Well, obviously, if you are online dating and you have a smartphone, you need to get on some of these apps. Because the thing is, it makes it like total dating management right from your iPhone, right?
Yeah.
You can do everything that you need to do with your dating life from your iPhone.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And to talk about the GPS, it can work for you and it can work against you. And so what I think you should do is really focus on having it work for you in the sense where use the GPS to your advantage. Use the GPS if you're out at a bar, if you're out on, in town looking for something to do, people to hang out with. You can use that to kind of map out your road and potentially meet people during the night. And just because they're online doesn't mean they're not going out. They're very active.
True.
And if they also have mobile devices, they can be reached out to just as easily. And so it really is creating this real-time situation where you can actually meet someone within minutes now as opposed to days.
I will say one thing that you should do if you are with one of these GPS apps is make sure that you turn it off when you don't want to be contacted.
Yes.
If you're out with your family or if you're on a date, you need to make sure that that app is disabled.
Yeah.
Because you don't want anyone coming up to you and tapping you on the shoulder. Excuse me.
I saw your profile.
G424.
Yeah. Just wanted to say hi. Yeah, you can definitely make sure you take yourself off the radar, so to speak. What would be another one?
Also, there are hundreds, like we mentioned. So reading the reviews, especially of these GPS apps, right? There's the most of those.
Yeah.
So reading reviews of them is really important because, online dating, it's very similar in that a site is only as good as your matches. If you don't like your matches on the site, you're not going to be successful.
Yeah.
And this is the same way, right? If you don't have good matches with the app, you're never going to do really well with it, because when you go out, you're going to just see people that you're not interested in, and you're not going to want to approach them. So definitely check it out and read some reviews before you buy or download.
Definitely. And especially now that this has been a growing thing, a lot of people are putting a lot of applications in there, and so a lot of them are free, a lot of them you have to pay for, so definitely pay attention to the feedback that people are giving about the applications.
Definitely.
Lastly, something that I think would help guys is you can use some of these applications to kind of manage and give yourself ideas to making your dating life better. And so if you're taking someone on a date, you can use these applications to help you find really good ideas. Or if you're looking for good gift ideas, you want to send something really cute, maybe a little flirty, virtual goods is another big industry, and a lot of applications promote that, and so you can send little virtual goods through your mobile device. And so definitely look into different kinds of ideas that can help you out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So before we get to email, we talk about our sponsors, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so I'll start off.
Go.
So we're talking about Rumba. Rumba is Intercontinental Boston's exclusive hotspot, and it's the home of us. Rumba has been named among the top 100 bars in the U.S. by Food and Wine magazine in their Cocktails 09 book. Rumba was also voted Best Hotel Lounge 2009, Best Hotel Bar of 2008, and Boston's Best Kept Secret of 2007 by The Improper Bostonian, and lastly, the Best of New 2007 by Boston Globe magazine. And so definitely go to the site and check it out. It's a great place, and if you're in Boston, come by.
Come by. Also is Tiger Bow, our next sponsor. Send real gifts to virtual addresses with Tiger Bow. If you don't know your date's address, you can send flowers, a card, or any other treats your match might like. Visit tigerbow.com and send your first card for free.
Awesome. So thank you to our sponsors. So email.
All right. So the email this week, Squirrel wrote in, and she had a little bit too much to drink with one of her friends of the opposite sex. And they ended up sleeping together. But they're not interested in each other otherwise in dating. Mm-hmm. And they want to continue the friendship. And she's nervous about how she can remain friends and not make things weird.
So you're asking me to answer?
Yeah.
Okay. So it depends. It depends on if the guy... I guess I'm assuming that she hasn't caught any feelings for him, and she just wants to maintain the relationship.
They just want to be friends.
Well, she just.
Right.
She may not know if he is interested, you know? So that would be one thing to do, find out if he has caught feelings, or if he hasn't. If he hasn't, then things should be pretty easy from there. But I would say, in a preventative situation, knowing that it's happened once, chances are it could happen again. So do not drink to the point where you can lose your inhibitions with him. And if you're going out or you're socializing, be in a public place where there are a lot of people, so you don't feel inclined, or if you're not in an intimate setting, to do that kind of stuff.
Definitely the next time they hang out, for the next few times, should be with friends in like group settings. Definitely. Because it will help set the tone again that they're friends and get them away from, like, if you go out just the two of you again, then one person might be thinking, is this a date? I'm not really sure. And it could make this gray line more prevalent.
Yeah.
If you meet up with a bunch of friends and you're both sort of floating around, it's less of a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
All right, so if you actually want to send a question, there's a box actually in the upper left-hand corner. Click on that, send us a question, and maybe we'll answer it on the show. So that wraps up this week of Love Nation. If you want to find us, you can follow us on Twitter. I'm your wingman.
And I'm eFlirt Expert.
And till next time, we'll see you next week.
See you soon.